So many years ago, in the land of Kutu, there lived many birds and their friend the rat. One day they had a meeting in the big house and decided they wanted to go out on the canoe for a few days into the ocean. So they did. But after a day and a half, they started getting very hungry because they hadn't remembered to pack any food. So what are we going to do, they said. And then Rat saw, floating in the ocean, a ripe coconut. So they decided they would snatch the coconut up and bring it into the boat and share it. Well, Rat said, since I found the coconut, I think that I need to have my choice of what part I want, and I want to have all of the milk inside the coconut and half of the coconut flesh. Well, the birds didn't think this was really fair, but after all, she found the coconut, and she was the only lady in the group, so they agreed to let her have it. So she ate half of the coconut meat, and the rest of the birds had to share the half among them, except the poor hermit crab, who was busy cleaning the canoe. He didn't get anything, so he was very, very hungry and also very, very angry. So he decided what he was going to do is poke some holes in the bottom of the canoe, and then when the canoe sank, all of the birds could fly away. They'd be safe, but the rat, who couldn't fly, she would drown, and that would be his revenge. So he did. He proceeded to poke some holes in the bottom of the canoe, and sure enough, the canoe started sinking. And the birds got up and flew away, and the rat starts floundering in the water because she doesn't know how to swim. But next thing you know, she sees a turtle swimming along. So she says, "Please, Mr. Turtle, can you please take me on your back to the shore?" So he obligingly said he would. So she climbed on his back, and he swam towards the shore. And when he got close, he said, "You can hop off now." And she said, "Oh no, Mr. Turtle, I'm afraid I'll get wet. Just take me all the way into the beach." So he did. He took her the rest of the way into the beach and said, "Okay, you can get off my back now." And she goes, "Oh no, Mr. Turtle, would you please take me all the way to the big house so my friends the birds can see me riding on your back?" So once again, he obliged her. He took her to the big house, and no sooner did they get there, she jumped off his back and said to the birds as they came out of the big house, "Look, I've brought you a turtle. Why don't you quick jump on it, turn it over, kill it, and we'll cook it for dinner." So the birds proceeded to do that. Poor turtle. That was the end of him. So they built a fire in the ground, dug a hole, built a fire, put the whole turtle in to cook it, and they waited because it would take a while. And in the meantime, the rat says to herself, "I think I deserve to have more of this turtle meat since I brought it. In fact, I think I deserve to have all the turtle meat." So while no one else was looking, she dug a tunnel underground into the fire pit and scooped out all of the turtle's meat and just left the shell and the head, took it back to her house. Well, when the time came for the birds to dig up the fire pit and get the turtle out because it was done, guess what? They turned the turtle over and it was an empty shell, no meat in it. They were very perplexed. Somebody took the meat out of the turtle right from our fire pit. So they assigned every bird a different place to look to see if they could find the meat and the person, the animal that took it. And the heron, who was assigned to go along the beach, as he's searching the beach, he finds some rushes laying across the sand, and he lifts them up, and there's a hole dug, and in that hole is the turtle meat. Well, because that's where Rat hid it. She sees him finding it, so she invites him back to her house and says, "Come to my house and we'll eat the turtle meat." So they did. The heron ate the turtle meat with the rat. In fact, ate most of it. The rat didn't really get very much. And the rat made him promise not to tell anyone that she was the one that took it. Well, he made that promise, but he didn't keep it. Next thing you know, he leaves, runs off, and tells the rest of the birds, "Rat took the meat, rat took the meat." Of course, he doesn't tell them that he ate some of it too. So what do the birds do? They call a meeting in the big house, and they decide Rat has got to be punished. She's just getting really out of hand. So they, because Rat was a part of their group, they didn't think it would be right to actually kill her with weapons like spears or knives. So they decided what they would do is scoop her up, fly into the air, and drop her. And since she couldn't fly, that would be the end of her. So they did. They went to her house, they grabbed her, flew as high in the air as they could, dropped her, she hit the ground, fell into a million pieces, and that was the end of Rat. And that's the end of my story.